Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here and you don't know my face, my name is Stephanie Jean and this is my channel where I like to talk about stuff on the internet. I've been really stressed out lately. I don't know if it's like, and I don't know how much of it is from the pregnancy, how much of it is from this new degree program I started, but yeah, I'm getting a little stressed out more often. And when combating stress, you know, I've noticed the trend in the last couple years towards doing self-care to deal with anxiety, depression, stress, etc. And you know, everything with the pregnancy is going fine and my thyroid levels are looking okay and I'm taking my medications, so I don't know why I'm stressed, but here we are. And I don't know like what else to do. Like there's not really a lot I can do medically or situationally to decrease my level of stress that I'm feeling. Like it's not like I'm stressed about something that I have control over, because if I did have control over it, I wouldn't be as stressed. So a few years ago, when I started college right out of high school, I was really depressed and I had some unhealthy coping mechanisms for the stress that I was enduring. And once I started going to therapy after a really bad episode, one of the coping mechanisms that I started doing that's a healthy alternative to my unhealthy coping mechanisms is to paint my nails. And so I have a timer on my phone that goes off every 3 days that reminds me to paint my nails. That might sound kind of silly, but it's what works for me. So I know a lot of my friends like to take really long baths and stuff, and I like taking baths, like self-care baths, occasionally. I'm more of a shower type person, because like once I like do everything to set up the bath, then I'm in the bath and like the water gets cold in like a few minutes and then I'm bored. So today I'm gonna talk about little self-care things that I do that are super low energy, that I do pretty consistently to have me time and take joy in little things every now and then. I'm gonna talk about that while I paint my nails because it's time. Honestly, pregnancy has been so great for my nails. Like they're so long and they're getting stronger and I appreciate it. The first thing we're gonna talk about is painting your nails for self-care. Why do I do it every 3 days? Well, because that's about how long my nail polish lasts before it either starts chipping or my nails start growing it out or whatever. And it's fun because I can do a different color every time. Also, I am not sponsored, but I love this brand Essie, which is also one of the brands that is safe to use while pregnant, because there's a whole bunch of stuff that you are and are not allowed to use while pregnant. One of the things that I like about it is that it makes me slow down. I have to be still while my nails are drying or they're gonna look like crap. And I have to be careful while I'm painting them or again, they're gonna look like crap. And so it makes me slow down. And if I was feeling frantic and maybe like my legs were shaking or I was, one of the telltale signs is I was biting my nails or I was like skin picking, then I can't do those things because I'm painting my nails. Normally by the time I'm done painting my nails and they're dry, the urge to skin pick has passed. And that's like one of the worst things for me. And it really does like affect, it does affect me. Like the skin picking is just awful. Other things I do on more of a daily basis, I try and just do them intentionally and mindfully, and then they kind of double as a self-care thing because I'm putting that intention and that like focus on it. One of these is my morning walks with Connor. So I live in an apartment complex. I have a dog, if you didn't know that. And I have to take him on walks a few times a day so that he gets to go to the bathroom. our morning walks are really nice because normally like in the afternoon, midday, afternoon, and evening, I'm probably on the phone with somebody while I'm walking him, or I'm listening to an audiobook or something. But in the mornings, I normally don't take my headphones. I try to stay off my phone, but I do take it with me for, you know, safety reasons. While I'm walking Connor, you know, there's like this one spot where I just stand in the sun for a minute and I just feel the warmth on my face, because I do spend a lot of time inside just by like nature of my life. I just spend a lot of time inside. And so my morning walks with Connor are like a chance for me to touch in on how I'm feeling, a chance to kind of exist without expectation. You know, like I'm not planning anything. I'm not going through my schedule for the day yet. I'm just kind of walking the dog, breathing. And it's breathing, especially like while pregnant and walking the dog, for me, I'm like running out of breath all the time. Now that I'm like 26 weeks pregnant, constantly running out of breath. I like journaling, and I like doing a stream of consciousness journaling. This year I'm using Zinnia, which is a digital journaling app on my iPad instead of a regular paper journal. It doesn't feel the same as like for like stress management. It doesn't have the same like releasing effect necessarily for stream of consciousness journaling. However, it does have a digital scrapbook kind of feel to it. And so playing around with that and making spreads look pretty or coloring them in different ways, in decorating the pages in the journal on the journaling app, that really does have the same kind of cathartic, I guess, feeling to it. This next one is more preventative than managerial, I guess, and it is to keep the dishes under control. Jacob and I have a very small kitchen, and somehow we go through a lot of dishes, and I don't really know how we do that, but we do. And we both kind of suck at staying on top of the dishes and making sure that they get cleaned after every single meal. Like, we clean them at least once a day, but yeah. So a preventative thing for me is to do the dishes at night before I go to bed. So when I wake up in the morning, it's not a huge mess to walk into the kitchen and just all the dishes from last night are there. Because then I'm like, great, now I have to do all this and I don't want to do it, and then I'll put it off and that'll make it worse, and then I'll have to cook dinner that night, and then I'll have to do the dishes, cook dinner, and then do the dishes again. And that's just a lot. While my nails are drying, we're gonna go on a tangent. I feel like self-care culture focuses a lot on spending a lot of money to do things, or spending a lot of time to do things, which just isn't realistic for a lot of us. I feel like we have to remember that self-care is not a one-size-fits-all type of thing. You know, self-care has to be relevant to the self. So like if I were to take baths every other day and, you know, do everything that goes into that, and I'm not enjoying it, then it's not really self-care. It's just trying to be somebody I'm not. Yeah. There is this like expectation of self-care on social media, I think, where self-care is all pretty things and it's all aesthetically pleasing, and you can film it for a TikTok and put Fleetwood Mac playing in the background and put a cool filter of sparkles over it, and that's self-care, and it makes you feel good, which it might be for someone, but that does not mean it is that for all of us. And it's a very slippery slope to start feeling bad about yourself because you're trying to make yourself feel better and it's not working, when you're using a tactic that is meant for someone else. When you're looking for things to do as your own self-care, you need to look at the root cause of the issue. So for me, when I'm anxious or stressed, I start skin picking. Well, what do I need to do? I need to distract my hands. Well, what's something I can do to do that? Paint my nails, because I have to be stationary for it. Well, I'm talking with my hands, but I can't use my nails to do things because my nail polish is drying. So I have to wait. And then by the time, like I said earlier, by the time it's over, the urge has gone. So maybe your mind is running in circles and you keep repeating the same thoughts over and over and over again and you don't know what to do about it. Well, journal it, write it down, and writing it down will get it out of you. And if you're physically writing it, it takes longer than typing it, so it makes your brain slow down and you have to write out each word. That's what works for me. Might not work for you. You know, you have to look at what your, we'll call them symptoms, you have to look at what your stress symptoms are to know the self-care technique to combat it. Does that make sense? Also, I'm not like a psychologist or a therapist or psychiatrist or anybody who knows anything about other people's lives. This is just what I've come to understand in my 24 years of existence, almost 25. Cries a millennial. But I'm gonna close up today's video here. Thanks for hanging out with me while I painted my nails. As always, you can connect with me online at p_StephanieJean. That's for Twitter and Instagram. And I think that's it. Okay. Love you, bye!